I want to show you my boat project here. I've got a little pond out at the farm, and to date, I really don't know too much about the pond. I've never been out on the pond. I don't know how deep it is. I think it's quite shallow. There's no fish in it that I can see, only frogs. But I've thought for some time, I gotta get a boat or get out there somehow and see how deep it is. Rowboat has been on my list of things to pick up. I was browsing on Sunday and sure enough, found this guy. And let me show it to you here. It's a 14-foot Starcraft, and I found it on Marketplace for a pretty good deal, probably about half to a third of what I've seen similar boats going for. I put it in the back of the van. There's not much you can't fit in the back of a minivan, exemplified once again by my 14-foot rowboat hanging out of the back of that van. Now, the original condition wasn't, not bad, but the seats are kind of rotten and the back seat was missing. So brought it home and set to work to replace the seats. Now what I found, this seat was burned. In fact, I can show you. It's charred and it was broken. And inside of this metal box, in fact, you can see some of the burn marks. Inside of that metal box is where some styrofoam is to keep the boat afloat should it take on water. But the styrofoam in that box was completely melted. The styrofoam in the other box was half melted. So there was a fire in this. Don't know if someone tried to do a campfire in the boat, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Or maybe it was flipped over, stored in the woods, and, you know, some fire got up to it. Not sure. But the boat's not damaged, a little wrinkled right there, but really not too bad. So I replaced the foam in those boxes with some Pink Panther board that I had laying around from house projects. The bolts were quite rusted, the old hardware that was on here. And so, in fact, someone else had tried to do it, and you can see there's cut marks. That's not from me, that's from someone else trying to cut the old hardware off. And they got the hardware off the back here, but not without, you know, destroying it. Got all the old hardware off, and then instead of putting plywood back on, I just got some decking. Now the decking's a little too thick. I just put them on the table saw with the dado blade, ran them through to trim them up a little bit, and you can see now they fit quite nicely. I put new hardware in, all stainless steel. Can't wait to get it out on the water. All right, here I am out at the pond with the boat and some oars. So we'll test this out. Pretty shallow here, maybe a foot deep. There we go. In fact, the oars don't hit at all. We're at least 3-4 feet deep there. how deep it is out here. I brought some horseshoes. Tie a horseshoe on, drop it down, see how deep this thing is. Why not? Oh. I don't think that's 10 feet deep. I'm gonna put a zip tie on it here to mark the depth. That's that's only 6-7 feet deep. Yeah, there's no fish in this pond. It fills with frogs and moss. In fact, if you look at the Google Earth map, it's greener and green all summer long. Let's drop the horseshoe again. Nope. Oh, it's about the same. A few inches more shallow there. My pond is that deep. So, I'm not wearing a life jacket. I think that's okay. Because if I capsize, I just walk right out. But maybe next year we'll fix the pond up. That takes money. That is the most fun, I think, that I've ever had rowing a boat. One, I've hardly ever rowed a boat. Two, it's my boat that I got for cheap and fixed up, which was fun. Three, it's my pond. Well, I forgot to measure the depth on my horseshoe. So it's a few days later, it got cold. This pond is quite frozen. I don't know how frozen. That's a good 2-3 inches. Woo! 2-3 inches thick. But let's get the tape out. See how deep this bad boy is. Now, the horseshoe hit the bottom, and then I probably went a little deeper. So it's probably not fair to measure to the end of the horseshoe. That's generous. Let's just say that's a generous measurement. Let's be generous. So from the end of the horseshoe to my zip tie, 4 feet, if I stretch, 4 feet 5 inches. More realistic. Top of the horseshoe, 4 feet. Somewhere in the middle, 4 feet 2 inches. So there you go, 4 feet 2 inches. That's not very deep. That's a little disappointing, honestly.